bakiriza mbwenu abebigere batandike kutambu
payment for the street lights. There will be a bit of delays in procurement of traffic signals because of shortage of semiconductors, which are very crucial for the programming of the traffic.
Gutoru orwa Kampala flyover orubakozereho no rukwiza kumaraho omwizurano gw'ebyiruka ogubiyeguriye aha gutorwa hashaha ya kwini kandi hamwe no kuyamba abantu bebigere okurekeraho okusaliriza ebyiruka ekibenkiretaho za butandu zitali zimwe na zimwe nuko abebyo kwerinda kubahereze kwigura orugutoru bakazaho kujangu bakahereza obukumi hamwe n'ebyo kwerinda abantu abarabe mbatambura aha rugutoru onkano barabe bigwireho orugutoru abantu abari kutambuza ebigera bamwe bakiriyo nibatambura ahansi kandi abandi kutwargeyo tukababuza abamwe bajangwe batakukimanya kandi abandi batura hamwe n'abakutambura ahabigere bajangwa higuro okuntu batinayo ngwa kuba tariyo bintu byo kwerinda hamwe n'obukumi ebirmu nkamatara ngwa kuba obwire bw'ekiro nahaba hariyo mwirima gw'amani munonga
katufabe bigere naffe tutya kubanga abantu bennyini abakulu abantu tulaze nti bagikozesa bado bakola ki tabagikozesa
abantu abasinga obungi tebannabakitegeera bulungi
banatukiriza okuyitayo batukiriza mbadde sitegedde
babanga batuwadde ofe ey'okubanga tutandika okuyitayo tuli free okuyitayo
balabulamu okugyetooloola okugiva eno paka eri ng'ayise eno wansi bannatuuse dda gye ndaga
tebanaligulako eri ekkubo tebanaligulako ate neyo waggulu ali ababbi bangi
ffe tubeetefutefu ogikozesa naye ate kyembuuza tulabako obwo obuuma bataddeko ng'amasannyalaze tegasobola kutukuba nga tukwatako nga tuyitawo
tulinamu okutya bannakigwanyizi abayinza otubba flyover eno kuba teriiko kamera teriiko mataala simanyi kigana mu maaso
okuyitika tewajja kuyitika waliwo ensonga y'obubbi kati abayaaye bonabona beesuuza okubeera nga bakozeseeyo waggulu
aha engineer pariyo nho yargayo ari kugira ngo nibiza kutekayo amatara ngo kandi nabyo kwerinda baherize kubana bishika umwanya ogu
we have lights the light at night we have a robust security system. The police, the army will be available for trouble causers.
Abakuru kurga mu kitongore ecyayunura bargayo no kusaba abantu bebigere ngubamba koresa orugutoru bagume betantale munonga kandi bagumizamba kubashaba obutiba bintu ebi na munonga ebyoma ebakolise orugutoru
tuleme kubba byuma tuleme kubyonona era tubikuume kubanga byonna byaffe
benu ahansi aharugutoru tabakatiyeho bitara ebirukwereka ngo yemerere ogumizemu ningashi ohete ngweki kiriyo nkiretaho obuzibu bw'amani munonga na munonga habaru kuvuga ebyiruka na nabo abantu abaru kutambura ahabigere baru kugira ngo nahabasa kurugamu za butandu zitali zimwe na zimwe ngwa kuba haru abantu abakuvugira hangutezi abakuba batashomereye byo kuvuga mbenu bavugireryo ekirize kuretera za butandu za kanyaruguto n'urwe rumwe mbwenbo abekitongore kirukuzunanizibwa ebyenguto ekya Uganda National Roads Authority UNRA nuko kurgaho bakahereza amagezi yagabusha aryabo bona barukutambura abigere ngo kwenda kwerinda ebigumire enyawawa ekagenda nesururu ngo mbwenbo barje aharuguto rwa hansi obatakatiraho matara batembe aharuguto rwa higuru rwa Kampala flyover oruba baterireho okugira ngo berinde za butandu zitali zimwe na zimwe mbwenubo abatura abutwargayo tukagambaho nabo bargayo no kusima government y'ihangari ya Uganda abwentunguka yibariyo nibateka omurembo rwabo rwa Kampala ngo bagumizaho ngo kandi Uganda neiza kwangashana
tusoko kwebaza government olwenkula neno je tusiza olunaku lulaleero era nti tusimye nnyo olwa flyover eno okukendeeza oba obubenje obwandibadde bubaawo ganti flyover ekoze kinene nnyo okulayika nga gundi ekendeeza obubenje obwandibaddewo wansi nayo gyeko kye tusaba gavumenti nti waggulu awo okubeera ennyo safe kinyuma ne batuteerawo engeri ya security yonna okubeera safe nga tutambula bulungi nga tewayadde gundi mbeera yonna.
Olwokuba mukama waffe President Museveni tanabatuukiriza duggulawo naye nga tuli basanyufu nnyo olw'ekitiibwa kye era naffe twagala tumwongere ebisanja byonna paka lwanaakoowa. Tetulina buzibu naye kitaffe oyo kisenyi wadde naffe gye tubeera tuli bageto youth ba street kid. God bless you.
Security kikisingira ddala obukulu balina obbawa security kubanga awantu wazibu nnyo ate waneekaatwe kulokottawa abagezi bangi kati security erina okuba tayiti nnyo abantu okweyagalirayo ku luguudo.
Ahabwa GNTV AGARIKWOTSYA ndi Clinton nahabwe.
Akasheshekerizuba Matyasimpuga yadde yabasa kuba nahayo office ombutongole kandi gyagikwasa Joel Senyonyi orije kuba najwekera aborubajero hakanisa government bono mu ishenjero kandi ababasha bakurengo bakwatanisa hamwe abahobuteka nangwa n'okuyamba abantu bonna ababatire mu bwesugwa kurengo bashyikirize emirimo yabo kurungi. Katubirebe.
Bwanyuma y'ekibiina ekikukakanisa gavumenti kya National Unity Platform obwahatwindura obwebembezi aharuyora ibembere orubajora akakanisa gavumenti omwishingi lya Uganda akasheshekerizoba owekitinisa Matyasimpuga yabasakwa naherezayo ofisi ahariyogoramuze ombegere orugumwanka owekitinisa Joel Senyonyi.
And therefore this is symbolic for us as the opposition. I'd like to welcome my successor in office, the Right Honorable Joel Senyonyi Besekezi, this morning taking over the Lopez docket officially. You're welcome, sir, and congratulations. In the same breath, I would like to congratulate most sincerely all of us here. We're given different appointments. We have people crossing over from one docket to another. But before that, I'd like to appreciate everyone that has journeyed with us over the last 2.5 years. I have worked with you, the media, for this great detail, in and outside the parliament, in the field.
Kujara Matyasimpuga na jirangu binji abantu bembatekateka okusikemugwa hagati ya Matyasimpuga hamwe na Joel Senyonyi n'abekibina kya NUP ahakuhereza ejo ofisi kungana agirangu bo bariho kubaho nk'ekyo kureberaho ahari ejo government agirangu ekibine kukikora aho kushanga ekyo barukwana bakimanya kandi binde kigendero.
What we thought we could do in the circumstances. I'm very sure some of you have covered parliament for more than 10 years. You've not seen this happen. I've been here for 13 years. I've not seen this happen. We shall not go into the whys, but we are doing it. And I think it's a day all of us should really be celebrating, that the opposition is able to transition and there will be no drama. I have a sense that people did expect drama here. We're not dramatic. We are serious about what we do. And we are going to continue doing it seriously and even more seriously. I am very happy that with my team, we've been able to lay the foundation. The Honorable Joel Senyonyi is not beginning from nowhere, but somewhere. I'd like to ask of you to take on this mantle with the zeal and the capabilities I'm sure you bear. It is doable. It's not impossible.
Owekitinisa Joel Senyonyi omubigambo bye arukuhebwa ofisi yayakira bona barukuza kora nabo nkuko bashaba ko basakwa bakora no mutima gumwe nagirangu okutunga bwebembezi kurugo wa Matyasimpuga ngo ekyo naco kureberaho ngabe kibine cya NUP bine kigenderwa nagirangu eki tukoreka kusikamuguha koreka no korora hamwe nkatimu.
I want to welcome the team that we're going to be working with. Most of them have been a part of the team. Others might not necessarily be on the shadow cabinet, but they are leaders, members of parliament in the opposition. I've been trying to understand. I was having a chat with the Right Honorable Mpuga, and I'm saying there seems to be a lot of excitement about this particular change of leadership, this particular transition. And really it dawned on me that the excitement is because Ugandans rarely see a peaceful change of guard. Rarely does it happen. You know, normally there's pulling of ropes here and there, and then there's places where it has not even happened at all. And so that's why maybe there's a bit of excitement. So it should be a good thing that we are sending a signal that it is possible. It's possible that leadership can change and stability continues to prevail. We hope that some people will pick a leaf and others the whole tree.
Nuko kushaba arukuza gukora nabo kubasa kwano bakora namani kandi bakarwanira ubugabe bw'abantu bakaberira k'abanya-Uganda akushanga abanya-Uganda batira hamisho nugo masiko gabo nuko kubashabango basekwano bakora ikiri kubasika cyona basekwano bayamba abanya-Uganda.
My colleagues, the people of Uganda have a lot of hope in us. I see that in the way they pay attention to the work that we do. I see that in the way they critique us, because they don't expect us to goof up. You know, maybe there are people who, when they goof up, it's okay, but for us, they hold us to a higher standard. And so I want to encourage colleagues, please don't take offense when people hold us by a very high standard and put a lot of focus on the work that we do, criticizing us every so often. For me, that's a vote of confidence. And so it should encourage you, colleagues, as opposed to you feeling denigrated and downtrodden. No, that should encourage you. That means that people have a lot of hope in us. They expect better from us. And I want to appeal to us, let's do exactly that. Let's show them the way. Let's be their voice. Ugandans grapple with one challenge too many. They are out there with issues that are of concern to them. They hear of the corruption. You know, they hear of the public debt that has gone through the roof and continues to grow. And yet with this growing public debt, they don't see how it's reflected in service delivery. They see the poor roads on which they drive. They see the state of healthcare. They see the state of education. The young people who some have gone to school and they're out there jobless, they don't have opportunities working for them. Business people whose businesses are crumbling. Why? Because the cost of production is too high. Everything is problematic. These Ugandans are looking to you and I to be their voice, to offer leadership. They know there is a government somewhere, but they know that that government does not care so much for them. That's why they behave the way they do. And so they look to you. And my hope is that we shall not let those people down, that we shall speak out for them, that we shall put emphasis on the issues that concern them. Some of them I have raised. We have been through and continue with the issue of human rights violations. Ugandans want justice. And they are counting on you and I to be their voice for that justice. People lost their loved ones through the election period. Many others are in jail. The Olivia Lutayas of this world, the Machetes, Rashid Seguja, Sanya, several others. Those are just but a few. Some up to 4 years, and their cases have not kicked off at all. And they're looking to you and I to be their voice. There are Ugandans that were disappeared. They were picked up by the regime, and nobody knows their whereabouts for 4+ years. Their families are continuously in groaning, but they do have hope when they see us pay attention to these issues, when we continue to put emphasis on these matters. My hope is that we shall only engage a higher gear in these issues for the sake of the people that we represent.
Our Gntv AGARIKWOTSYA atkunda Matthias a Parliament.
Nshonga za Matthias Mpuga rukayo office Joel Senyonyi uri mugambirizi w'ishengero ry'ihangari ya Uganda yargayo ogwene Right Honorable Anita Manga nawe yashaba Senyonyi kurengo yakwatanisa n'abanda bebembezi batahibe ngo gwenwe bararete bitiso ebirarebe kenkwa abahintunguka umihangari y'ituri ya Uganda katabirebe.
Ebiro 22 by'okwezi kwa 12 okumwaka ogutwire amabega gw'2023 bari bamugambirizi w'ishengero rya Uganda Right Honorable Anita Among akakire cyandiko kurgawo muhandiki mukuru w'ekigombe cha National Unity Platform barukubagira ngo bakora impinda hinduka umbebembezi bwabo. mu mpindahindukezo ezibakozire w'ekitinisa Honorable Joel Senyonyi bakamuhereza obwo kwebembera orubazo ruhabura gavumenti omwishengero rya Uganda arukuzombigere bya Honorable Mathias Mpugansamba obahire obwa commissioner wa parliamenti mbwenu omuristamo rwo kubanza orw'umwaka gw'2024 orubire hwizoba rya nyumazyo Speaker w'ishengero argireyo kandi no kwakira Joel Senyonyi nugwekorgayo akamuhabura ngo akwatanise n'abanyishengero bona bakuba bari mu ishengero eryo ngo kandi nekindi ahure ahumwire umwanya gwiyazamu no mwanya murungi.
I now take the opportunity, I want to take this opportunity to formally announce Honorable Joel Basekesi, B. Senyonyi as a leader of opposition in Parliament. Honorable Senyonyi Joel, I want to congratulate you upon ascending to this position. It's a very high position, very, very high position. And I wish you a productive tenure of office as a leader of opposition. You're most welcome, and as government on this side and as a leadership of Parliament, you're now part of the leadership of Parliament. We will work together with you for the good of humanity. We are here to work for humanity, work for our people, and we promise we'll leave this country, we'll leave this parliament better than the way we got. And this house is for intellectual debates, intellectual, not flexing muscles. As leader of opposition, I urge you to build works upon your predecessor, Honorable Mathias. And I want to urge my son Joel that I'll refer you to Rule 14 and especially Rule 13.3, which requires that the leader of opposition to hold regular consultation with the Speaker. The leader of opposition shall hold regular consultation with the Speaker in whatever job he does. And we are open, our offices are open, and we'll be work with you.
Omukugamba kwa Honorable Joel Senyonyi orukwebembera orubazo rubabura gavumenti obwa hati arjeyo no kusima ab'ekigombe kya National Unity Platform okumutekamu obwesije kandi yaraganisa kwa rukwiza kukora ebiba mutumire byona.
My hope is that I will get support from this house, not just my colleagues on this side, but across to do this work. Because you see, keeping the government in check is to the benefit of all of us here and the people that we represent. Because when we are pushing back against things like corruption, when we are ensuring there is service delivery, when we are ensuring that there is value for taxpayers' money, it's not for the good of just the opposition, it's for all of us. Because regardless of the political party you belong to, when you go to a health center and there's no doctor to attend to you or no medicine, you will suffer. If you're driving on bad roads because either the money has been absquatulated or whatever the case might be, regardless of the political party you belong to, poor service delivery will affect you. So my hope is that I'll get the support of the entire house indeed in doing this work of keeping the government in check. And so I believe we shall be able to agree on a couple of things in as far as keeping the government in check is concerned. I want to appeal that where we disagree, and indeed, we are going to have numerous opportunities to disagree. I hope that we can disagree respectfully and that there gets to be space to disagree and for divergent views. But otherwise, I look forward to working with everybody to serve the people of Uganda. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members.
Bwenu Elizoba Honorable Joel Senyonyi orukura rwazoro habara government obyatandikiraho emirimo ye omurukunganyo rw'abanyamakuru ori yagetaho erizoba yargayo no kusaba abantu hamwe n'abanyishengero bona ngo bakwatanisize hamwe ngo kuba abantu abari kuzwekera umwishengero nibenda kureba bari kubakora ngo kandi benda kuba bari amaraka gabo
higher gear in these issues for the sake of the people that we represent. Nate njagala okuddamu okwebaza owekitiibwa Mathias Mpuuga olw'obukulembeze bwe mu kaseera akazibu naye asigadde nga atukumaakuma okola ekyo kyetusaanidde okukola. Njagala okwebaza ttiimu gy'abadde akola nayo shadow cabinet olw'okwewaayo, technical team, bannamawulire, naye twagala okubebaza olw'okusigala nga muteekayo amaloboozi gaffe ku nsonga ez'enjawulo. Njagala okwaniriza ttiimu gye okuba nga nkola nayo, abasinga babaddewo mu bifo eby'enjawulo, naye era tulina ne bannaffe nga talina kifo obaolyawo mu shadow cabinet oba ku komiti naye nga mubaka wa parliament munnange obeera mukulembeze, era nga nina essuubi nti tujja tambulira wamu ku nsonga zino. Bannayuganda munnaye batulinamu nnyo essuubi nnyo nnyini ddala, kyovudde olaba ensangi zino batukubamu nnyo tooki, ebintu bye tukola babigoberera nnyo, era kibanguyira okulaba nti kakati ate kino nga mukikoze bubi, kino nga tekitambudde bulungi. Munnange bannayuganda ensonga zino bazoogerako tetunyiiga, infact ekyo kirina tuzaamu maanyi nti batulinamu essuubi, enswera ekwagala ekugwa ku bbwa, batulinamu nnyo essuubi. Bamanyi nti waliyo gavumenti somewhere naye tebafaako, tefa ku nsonga zaabwe, kakati ffe be balinamu essuubi. Oba oli awo y'ensonga lwaki oluusi bagamba nti naye kakati lwaki mukoze kino ne batunyiigiramuko. Kakati ffe ekyo kirina tuzaamu maanyi nti abantu bano batulinamu nnyo essuubi era tetulina kutendewalirwa. Njagala basaba nti tukolere awamu ku lw'essuubi lya bannayuganda lye batulinamu. Bannayuganda balina ebintu bingi ebibanyigiriza biyitirivu, bagenda ne batunuulira embeera y'ebyensimbi, embeera y'ebyenfuna nga bali bubi, batunuulira essente zetubanjibwanga eggwanga, public debt zeeyongera buli lukya, naye ate essente ezo tebaziraba mu service delivery. Batunuulira enguudo ze batambulirako, ne balaba amalwaliro ge bagenda okufuna obujjanjabi, amasomero gye batwala abaana baabwe n'ensonga endala ez'enjawulo. Kabagamba naye lwaki tuli bwe tuti? Bannayuganda abo batulinamu essuubi okubeera amaloboozi gaabwe, balina bingi ebibanyigiriza. Twava mu kalulu, abantu battibwa, abamu baasibibwa, bali eyo mu makomera, aba Olivia Lutaaya n'abalala bayitirivu, myaka kati abamu bagenda mu 3-4, emisango gyabwe tegitandikanga, baagala bwenkanya. Batulinamu essuubi okubeera amaloboozi gaabwe. Waliwo abalala baabuzibwawo, ensonga ezo tuzibaddeko, tetugenda kuzivaako n'omulundi n'ogumu. Era nga bannayuganda bano batulinamu essuubi okusigala nga tuyimusa amaloboozi gaabwe, okusigala nga ensonga ez'essimba tetuzivaako, kyebaagala okutulabamu. So njagala obbakubiriza tukolere awamu, bannayuganda beerabe muffe nga ffe maloboozi gaabwe.
Habwa Gntv AGARIKWOTSYA ndi Clinton nahabwe
Honorable yargayo yabasa kuba nasiimira kimu abanyishenjero batahibe abwenkwatanisa ibamuorekera mu kisanja kye ekyabase kuba nahendera kandi ari okukwaza zombigere ijuke nguwe ati nakora nka kamishana omwishenjero katubirebe.
Bwanyuma y'oryo munyishenjero wishaza erya Nakawa Honorable Joel Senyonyi okurgeyo kandi akahibwa ekindi kitinisa ekyo kwembera orubazu oruhabura government omwishenjero ryitu erya Uganda obwari kuza ombigere byogwo owabire aryo mukuru orubazu oruhabura government Honorable Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba kandi ogu norukuzwekera ishaza erya Mukungwe kandi ohirwe ekindi kitinisa ekyo kuba komishana wa parliament arigireyo no kuhereza okugamba kwe izoba rya nyumwazyo obwaro kwakira Honorable Joel Senyonyi omuparamenti nk'omukozi ondijo.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. First of all, a happy new year to everyone here. Allow me also to join you in initially congratulating General Ali for the recognition, but also pass on my commiserations to him and the family for the great loss. Honorable Speaker. Thirdly, to congratulate you in successfully hosting the community speakers. I was particularly intrigued, but also had my curiosity aroused by your own opening statement to the conference, especially when you emphasized the importance of the independence of Parliament and emphasizing the doctrine of separation of powers in the way we execute this public duty. I hope everybody heard and that you'll lead us in asserting our mandate as Parliament right from there onwards. That said, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, allow me to take this senior honor to initially thank the people of Nyendo Mukungwe who brought me to the fore to be at the service of country and made my party recognize my capabilities and humble abilities to serve as a team leader over the last 2.5 years. Honourable Speaker.
Obwabire nahereza okugamba kwe Honorable Mathias Mpuga Nsamba asimire buri munyishenjero wena okwatanise nawe omukishanja cheye nikwo kusima n'abagambirizi bishenjero okwatanisa hamwe nawe. Mathias Mpuga Nsamba asimire abo rubazu orhabara governmenti okurigeyo kandi bakamwesiga bakamuhereza obundi bukuru obwo kuba commissioner wa parliamenti.
I remain eternally grateful for being allowed to offer myself for service to this great country. Right Honourable Speaker, I'd like also in the same breath to thank you and the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker for the immense cooperation we have had as leaders in this House to be able to steer the House this far with so many challenges, pitfalls, but with the gusto to carry on even when things look tough sometimes. That's the essence of leadership, Right Honourable Speaker. I thank you so much and the Deputy Speaker in absence for what we've been able to do as leaders in this House. Allow me to also thank immensely colleagues across from my side and across the aisle for according me space and the opportunity to speak to them, sometimes in a tough way. And I know that sometimes I've stepped on toes. But I never set out to be personal in any way. I've been at the service of the country. And if anybody felt personally offended, I take this occasion to apologize whoever felt personally offended by my approach. But I always set out to do the best for the country. Right Honourable Speaker, you see, that is the beauty of freedom of choice. And all of us, wherever we are and stand, must respect the choices people make. And when they make choices, those choices must be for the service of common good. That should be well understood in no uncertain terms. I respect the Right Honourable Speaker because she made her choice. And then see where she is. That was her choice, and I respect that choice. My only call to her is to use that choice to serve common good. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, with your indulgence, I neither met the Deputy Speaker here. You know, he was my student of politics. He was a young man and I was a senior in the field. Him and others used to get my tutorage when he was still a blue, and we worked well. When he chose to cross the blue line and became a yellow, that was his choice as an adult. So we shared a lot then, and the two have my immense respect as leaders of the House.
Honorable Mathias Mpuga Nsamba asabira ishengero hamwe n'abagambirizi baryo otiro n'abanyishengero bona okwereza obusagiki nkoba muhire nguhaza bahereze ogwo wamuza ombigere abone kutambuza emirimo y'ishengero hamwe n'ihangari ya Uganda ofutwariza hamwe omisho Uganda ebone kwangashana.
I am bringing this out to appeal to every one of us to understand that we occupy this public space for a purpose. And that purpose must not be for the sake of it, but to change the trajectory of this one country called home. And when we are members of parliament, then that space is even more distinct because the call for duty is beyond the ordinary. And we must be here and look at each other from both sides of the aisle as servants of the people. And at all times, we must invite common good to prevail. Honorable Speaker, I would like to appeal to the House to afford my successor the same support so that common good is served. The Honorable Joel Senyonyi, young as he is, but he's very reasonable. And he deserves our support so that we continue the duty we have started, both as NUP, a very young party, but also as the opposition in our quest to see a better tomorrow for our children and for posterity. So that when history books are written, they will have space to say they met in the House, they were different, they opined differently, but they converged to the center to put forward common good. That should be act in the history of our work.
Mathias Mpuga agumize mukandi ya habara Joel Senyonyi ogunwe orumukuru w'orubazor habara government obwahati okugira ngo akorese ogwo mwanya ogwagiremu okugira ngo abanyaganda bona batunje obulinganiza nkoko basheme kuba bali kandi yahiza kukole cyo akarebe mirimo ya government yari kugenda misho asime rahanga.
I was only passing on a humble message to my young brother and now leader on how to find space to hug porcupines. They are difficult people, but they are part of life. You cannot change a difficult person, but set boundaries. Communicate effectively that you understood. Don't take it personal. Take care of your good self. Focus on the positive. And be patient. Seek support. It's all over this place. Remember, you're not alone. And where you get space, celebrate your successes. Honorable Speaker, finally, I'm indebted to the technical team we have worked with as the opposition in Parliament. It has technically backstopped us to work better. I hope my successor will take benefit of that too, so that humanity is served while we are in occupation of this humble but not eternal space. I thank you for God and my country.
Ahabwa Gntv AGARIKWOTSYA ndi Clinton nahabwe.
webale mnonga Clinton agongoto abatukwenere omwabazi ogo webale kutwegeza omugarukosya nasigala ndi EVAS AKANKWASA malale kurungi.